Ciara has legally changed the last name of her son with Future to Wilson. If it's your first time on my channel, my name is AD. Also, make sure to check out my Linktree link down below in the description section as well before you leave. So, this been getting some traction. I see it has become a big story within the last week, I think, since it broke. For me, I've always been the type of guy. I realized if it's a woman that already had a child before the two of us started talking, if if it does go anywhere and we get in a relationship, I've always never wanted to, not trying to say I'm trying to be the child's dad in any type of way, father, I should say, but at the same time, I wouldn't want for the child to feel like a stepchild of mine. Even if that is the case, that used to always be something that I used to, factor in. And any woman that had a child before me, if I thought enough that I wanted to be in a relationship with the mother, then I was going to certainly want to treat that child of hers as if the child was my own child. So I say all of that. If the relationship, with the biological dad, if there is a relationship, I should say, in any type of way, I would had an issue and I would have declined in the child being changed, last name being changed to mine. That if, like I said, if they got any type of relationship whatsoever, even if Future is the type of dad that just a seasonal dad, I wouldn't want to have the child last name to be changed to mine if there's any type of relationship there, So, but if the biological dad, in this case, of course, Future, has no relationship with the kid and we're married, we already, in this case, Russ and Ciara already got two other kids. I honestly wouldn't have no issue in the child last name being changed to mine. If anything, I would maybe consider that an honor. Like, dang, she thought enough to, change the child last name to mine. If I'm already playing dad, I'm already playing full time dad to her son. I'm looking at him as my own son. I don't want him to feel any different from his other brothers and sisters. So that's just how my mind think. Like, but everybody different. Also, too, another thing, just with common people, and I'm pretty sure it's the case here. When you do change that name, though, if let's just say you are receiving child support from the dad, then I think that's cut off at that point in time. So, but it might be again, this situation a little different. Russ, he's in a good space, just like Future is in an extremely good space financially. So Ciara, it might be a case here where I don't know the details, where she might be like, you know what, let's just go ahead and change the name. Russ probably was good with it. That way, they don't even have to have no dealing whatsoever with Future in this case. Now, I would hope that's not the case because it would be hard for me to know I got a kid, even if the mother and me have just a dysfunctional, terrible relationship, it would be hard for me to know I have a son and I'm just choosing to not have no type of relationship whatsoever with him. That would be me. But like I said, hopefully that's not the case. Uh, Before I end things, I know there's been some people too going out and Russell Sip, man, he taking care of another man's kid. And I'm thinking to myself, like, people, first of all, how old are you all? Like, really, to have that type of mindset, you know, like I said at the start, a woman who has a child, I always looked at that as a package deal. So I'm not looking at it as I'm trying to be with her, and then all of a sudden I'm not gonna necessarily take care of her kid. And when I say take care of, I just think a simple thing. Okay, so if I go and buy Christmas gifts for the kids that are mine, I'm not gonna give her kid anything. Okay, if I decide I'm gonna bring home dinner, I'm not gonna get anything for her kid. That just seemed backwards to me. Like I said, we living together and we're a family. I'm gonna do for the kid as I would want someone to do for me. So I just never understood how some guys have that mindset. And a lot of the guys who do have that mindset, I know a lot of them come from single family homes. So that's another reason I find that kind of weird that there's a huge number, I should say. I know it doesn't apply to all guys, but there's a huge number of guys, in particular in the black community, who end up saying things like, I would never take care of another man's child. And I'm thinking to myself, well, it probably would have helped if another man had took care of you in some type of way. But if you like this video, subscribe before you leave the channel so you're alerted to new content I put out weekly.